Why, hello, everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Angela O'Hare, your favorite Las Vegas realtor.
Hey, what's up? I'm Rob Howe, Rockstar Realtor. About the skin of my teeth.
Yes. 1 minute.
Yep.
Always at the hair of your chin.
Yeah,
Right?
I've been trying to be a little better, but to this time I didn't. I made it on time.
Yeah.
By that much.
Yep. And no one's watching anyway right now, so we're fine.
Yeah.
How does everyone like the new YouTube studio?
I love it.
Yeah. I thought I'd be something different,
We look magical here.
Do you know how many times I've changed the studio out just to give something, remember that one time we did the video and we put that wallpaper?
Oh, yeah.
The black and
white.
We
only did one time of that? Yeah.
We did a couple of times in that.
Yeah.
And then we've done some different configurations throughout the almost 4 years that we've been doing this together. So
that's wild.
August would mark our 4 years.
Time. What is time doing?
Yeah.
Stop.
How have you been?
I've been great.
Yeah.
Really good. How about you?
You have a nice birthday?
I did. Thank you.
I missed his birthday. Super busy.
Yeah. No, you got to me a day later or something. Yep. So it wasn't a miss, really.
Yeah.
I just did that to somebody as well, my friend, and I told her happy birthday today.
Well, when you got a life, sometimes life happens, right?
Yeah. It has been busy body for you. I know you, and for me. Yeah. Which is wonderful. It's always good.
Yeah.
We got a lot to share today.
And so hold on, let me get these.
I mean, good information. If you're looking for what's really happening in Las Vegas,
right?
Seriously, what's really happening?
So I did a little synopsis, and so I'm just going to read it. It says, so today, Rob and I are diving into the February 2024 Las Vegas housing market numbers. And let me tell you.
Tell me.
It's absolutely on fire. We've seen an impressive increase in sales, medium sales price, and listings, signaling a very dynamic market. However, there's a twist. While these numbers are soaring, our months of supply and inventory have taken a dip.
Mm-hmm.
With this limited inventory, we're anticipating that median prices will continue to climb unless more sellers come out and join the game and play, right? But that's not all we've got for you guys today. Obviously, we're going to go over all the builder incentives that will be happening for March of 2024, as well as who won the bets for last month.
I didn't even. Oh, it was you. Yeah.
But we'll go over it.
Yeah.
The funnest part, I think, is the bets part, because then we get to flex our muscles and see exactly, who's really guessing it right.
It's tough. It really is sort of a guess. I mean,
yes.
we're this month proves how we were. One of us might have won, but I don't know. We were pretty off on where we thought things would go.
Yeah, and we'll go over that, of course, at the end. And as always, please comment throughout this video and we'll answer them towards the end, or may answer them throughout the video. But we love your feedback and comments. And hold on, because it's going to be at least an hour long.
Yeah.
At least.
I have something extra special to share too. I've been leaking it on my YouTube, but I want to share it here because I don't think it's getting out enough about some properties, some model homes that are, I know the pricing on. You may know these. If you don't, we're going to tell you about them. Because if you're looking for a single story in Summerlin, let alone Summerlin West, and you want one that's a model home, well, there's only 3 of them right now. And maybe only 2, because they probably sold.
And we talked about this last month about how there's not much left now in Summerlin West, and that will kind of solidify what we were mentioning last month.
Yep.
But drum roll. Let's get into the numbers.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Right. All right. So buckle up, because it's going to be an exciting show today. It's going to be a controversial show, I think.
You think so? I like it.
I think because a lot of the doomers don't agree with what we have to say. And it goes against everything that these doomers have been saying since last year, or since the end of 2022.
Really going way back. But, we started catching on to that these weren't down times at all.
Right.
Quite a while, ago, and we'd still hear. and even myself, like I always mentioned that I got caught up in it. I heard enough of it to where it was like, I think it was the end of 21 going into 22. Was it? Yeah. Or maybe the end of 22 going into 23.
Exactly. 22.
That I was actually like, I don't know what's going to happen.
Let us know if you guys can hear us well, the sound volume, but we're going to dive into these numbers. So last month, there were, I need my eyes because I can't read that far away, 1,896 single-family homes that sold in February, which is up 28.2% from January and up 10.1% from the previous month.
Yeah.
So as I mentioned in the beginning of this video, sales were up, median price was up, listings was up.
Oh, from 10.1% from February 2023.
Yeah, sorry, not 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then this is where I have some serious discussions, okay? The median sales price of previously owned single-family homes went from $445,000 to $460,000 in February, a $15,000 median price sales increase, which is up 28.2% from January and up 10.1% year over year.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
So
that was not expected by us. Not
that much.
Not that level, no.
So my thought is this, and I have it in here. May of 2022, we hit the peak of the market at 482,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We are February of 2024 at 460,000. That's only $18,000 difference between May of 2022. We are hitting our
22,000. Sorry.
22,000? Did I say 12,000?
You said 18,000.
Is it?
Yeah.
Hold on.
It's 460 to 482, right?
Oh yeah, 22. Sorry.
Yeah.
I was minusing the other way.
It's all right.
Anyway, my thoughts are, because we are hitting the spring selling season, that we are going to continue that trend and we are going to rise above the peak at 482.
By the end of the year, you're saying? Or by the
spring selling season.
Wow.
Probably by June.
Okay.
June or July, the latest.
Wow. That's a bold prediction.
It's a very bold prediction, but we increased 15,000 in 1 month.
Yeah.
What are you? Super busy. I'm super busy. What's happening? The market is going crazy, right? Again, that we don't condone this, but this is what my prediction is.
Yeah, well, what we'd like to see, and when you say we don't condone it, what we'd rather see is more inventory and more availability for people, so they're not having to, fight for properties, and so that it's not, like going up and away.
Right.
When it may, it feels like that doesn't need to happen if there was more inventory.
And to put this on a different perspective, February 2023, the median sales price was $424,995. But February of 2022, before that peak, was at $450,000. So we're still $10,000 over median price from last year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. February 2022, the median price, 2021, the median price was $355.
Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
In our 4 years.
Yep.
Folks, we're just going to keep doing this and watch the market go up every year that we do this.
Unfortunately.
That's the trend.
Yes. Yes. I mean, I think we hit our bottom. We had a correction, as we said in our last market update, which was once we hit the peak of 482 of May 2022, then we did go down to 425. And then ever since then, we have gone up.
Yeah.
We went to 995. That was the lowest. And then ever since then, we've gone up.
So what explains that to you? What?
Well, obviously lack of inventory.
Mm-hmm.
The interest rates aren't really affecting it, but what's really driving the market, and we've said this again, is the boomers.
Yeah. Okay.
People selling also from their home in California, back east, the Pacific Northwest. They're looking to retire. They're cashing out on their homes, paying cash because they're ready to retire and have no financial debt.
Yeah. Yeah. What I'd like to hear too is if anybody out there can add to this, wherever you are at, how is your market doing? I'd love to hear how other markets are doing, because I think Vegas is benefiting from people wanting to get away from these places that you mentioned and others, and that's another big part of whether it's the boomers or
Right.
anybody that might be moving away from those areas. They're coming to places like Las Vegas, and so that's why Vegas,
Vegas will remain strong.
Yeah.
Especially with everything that's going on. That Sphere, oh my gosh, have you been to it yet?
I have not been. Did you go?
Well, I won't go, but
yeah, I was going to say, that's why I was like, did you go? Wait a minute.
But I have a lot of clients telling me they've been to that YouTube concert. They've been to lots of shows there and how spectacular. Then I have a lot of clients telling me once the monorail is complete, just a zip from California, you're going to get a lot of Californians working in California,
that'll be a game changer. There's just no doubt about it. The only thing I saw that was a little concerning was they're talking about I don't know if it was round trip. If it's round trip, it might make sense, but $400 to take that train. Now, if it's round trip, that makes sense.
Yes,
I think, right. That's $200 each way. Okay,
I'm sure they'll have passes for people that are traveling for work.
Yeah, maybe they can get I don't know.
We don't know,
but that sounded a little like, wait a minute. Okay,
it's a lot.
Yeah. But if it's saving you money, time is money.
Right.
I mean, so anyway, we'll see how that turns out.
So we're going to go over the median price for townhomes and condos real quick. And this is always a good indicator of where the market is as well. The median price for condos and townhomes for February went from $275,000 to $283,000, which is up 2.9% from February and up 11% from year over year. And they too had, they went from a $28,000 increase in median price from February 2023, which in February 2023, that number was $255,000. February of 2022, $260,000, and then February 2021, $197,500.
Yeah, the condos and townhomes have remained very, solid. Even when things dipped,
and it's hard to find any decent condos and townhomes under $300,000.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
Yeah.
And you got to figure with condos, you're going to have a lot of these condos nowadays are having rental restrictions, as well as their HOAs tend to be a lot higher, anywhere between $250, $300, $400 a month, because it's a condo.
Yeah. You're going to have that's factored in for sure.
Right.
Yep.
All right. We got some questions. How Summerlin sales stronger than overall market of 10%? Well, we didn't break it down by Summerlin. However, all the sales that I've had in this year alone have only been in Summerlin.
Yeah, a lot of mine too. Yeah, I think almost all of mine.
So I would imagine that Summerlin, because it is a strong area, will remain strong as well.
Yeah, I mean, the strong stay strong.
Right.
It's so if we're telling you that Vegas is strong, well, the strongest is going to be Summerlin.
Right.
It just is.
And the prices in Summerlin are cray-cray.
Yeah, prices are up. I mean, they're going to stay up, and it's because demand and because supply. I mean, there's just not, like, you had a listing that was in Summerlin and it flew off the handle, right? I mean, that's what happens because there's not enough. So, I mean, every now and then I do on my channel, I'll show you, hey, you're looking for a 4-bedroom single story in Summerlin with a pool. You start shaving down how many, I mean, there's like 3-car garage and you got like very, very few. I can't remember the last time.
And rentals too in Summerlin are very limited.
Yeah. Okay. So if you're trying to find somebody a rental, sure.
Yeah. Because I did a search for $8,000 a month and under, 3+ bedrooms.
$8,000 a month and
8,000.
Wow.
3+ bedrooms, 2,500+ square feet, but built in 2015 and up, and only 3 popped up in Summerlin.
Wow. Even for $8,000 a month.
$8,000 a month.
Wow. I don't know who's paying $8,000 a month.
Well, I've seen some listings, especially in the luxury market in Summerlin, $25,000 a month.
Yeah. Luxury. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Let's see what's next. All right. So speaking of luxury, we're going to go into the luxury market.
All right.
And last month, there were 131 luxury homes that sold over $1 million in the month of February, which is and compared to January's 91 home sale, which is a 40 home increase in sales. However, the median price did decrease by 100,000. It went from 1.5 million to 1.4 million.
Yeah. And go ahead.
Oh,
Sorry.
no, I think it's because you see a lot more of the lower end 1 million sales, and that's, I think,
when you
why
have
the
that
median
few
price.
numbers, which is something I didn't say earlier, but even with what we have with our median going up to 460, we do have less volume. So then that number can get swayed easier by less sales. Like you don't have to have as many higher sales to have the median moved. Same thing in the luxury. And like you said, many of them might be in the 1-2, lower ones area. And so that kind of pulls it down. Any given month, it can swing a little bit.
Yes. And as we mentioned last month, that where the hot market is for luxury is that medium range, 1.5, 1.4.
Oh, yeah.
And it's hard to find anything, especially in Summerlin.
Yep. And I'm going to say that this is some overhang because if you think about it, a lot of luxury homes aren't going to necessarily sell it. They don't always sell as quickly as as let's say just your average 500,000, $400,000, $500,000, $600,000 home. So some of these they went into escrow in December, which we saw a big jump, and we saw that a lot of inventory from the luxury market was taken out. And so they started closing in January, and then they also finished up closing in February. And we're probably still seeing some more busyness that happened in January as well.
Right. And just like any price point, if it's priced right, updated nicely, it's going to fly off the shelf.
Yeah, there's demand for it. So no doubt.
And people want modern amenities. They want today's buyers' needs. Everyone's watching a lot of HGTV, myself included, and they don't want to have to go through a renovation. And some of these homes that have been sitting on the market, which we're going to go over days on market, don't fit that criteria where, yes, they may be nice homes, but they're still outdated.
They need work in the buyer's mind.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, that's definitely a big one that I've noticed. People have their taste has become expensive.
Right. I mean,
mine has through the years, that's for sure.
I was trying to sell a house in the Paseo Village. It overlooks the Paseo Park, has the vistas. It was priced at $850, had the view of the park.
Hard to find.
But it needed a lot of updating. It was very nicely well-maintained house, but it still had that yellow from the 90s. It still had the granite countertops. It was still a lot of things original. And, we wanted to offer $750, but the sellers were so proud of their house because, you still have a lot of traditional sellers that they weren't going to give up on that.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Were they right? Do you know?
Well, the agent reached out to me last week trying to see.
Still on the market? All right.
Still on the market.
So they aren't right about what they have there.
Right.
I mean, the view is definitely something that isn't easy to find, but if the house needs, that much.
It needs at least 200,000 in updates.
Yeah. Okay.
Because you think about flooring, all floors, all paint,
and
bathrooms,
today's prices,
kitchen. Yeah.
At today's prices, it's
right.
Yeah.
Well, remodels aren't cheap. I went through one last year and it cost about 200,000 total, and that's not cheap.
Yeah. And that's definitely not that. And that's who's remodeling though, is people who have their existing home and just are saying, you know what, I'm not moving. I'm not trading my rate right now. I'm rate locked. So what am I going to do? I'm going to spruce up my home. But the buyers that are coming in, they don't want to use a loan that's now costing them more on the interest rate.
Right.
And then have to put in a whole bunch of money.
Exactly.
This is why I think they're becoming more discerning. One of the reasons why people are naturally becoming more discerning, just because modern stuff is great. Yes. But also I think that they're saying, I don't want to have to spend money on top of money.
Right.
Which is smart. It makes sense. I'm already going to be squeezed on my monthly. I need some savings. These are all smart things that people are doing.
Right. And as you put it, like my interest rate's 2.99. I'm not giving that up. I'm okay with buying a much older neighborhood. I love my neighborhood. I love resale homes. And that's what a lot of these sellers are doing in lieu of putting their home on the market. They're remodeling it to make it look new.
Absolutely. That's the way to go right now. If you're, like I said, if you're locked into your rate, which is not a bad thing, you did a smart thing. And like we both did when, like many people did, and why people aren't moving, they're going to say, okay, well, I mean, I'm putting more into my house as we speak. because I want to look around every day and I want to see and be happy with what I see. And that enriches my life.
Right.
It doesn't have to be, gold plated. No, it just needs to be like, okay, I'm going to do a little.
We show so many model homes that, that hurts us because we want our house to look like the model home.
I'm taking pictures like, all right, I'm taking that idea.
You get so many ideas. I know.
Yep.
I'm going to be starting to do my front yard, painting the whole house, and then getting the modern garage with, I don't know if you got the side windows to the right.
Yep.
I want to do that.
Yeah.
I did the inside, and now it's time to work on the outside.
Such a huge curb appeal. The garages are such a big, when you take it from those traditional older garages and then you slam a new one on there. Oh.
The only thing is that you don't live in an HOA where I live in an HOA.
You gotta get it approved.
Approved black door may not fly with my HOA, and a white house. I want to do white with black trim and then have the wood natural door, just very mid-century modern.
I don't know. That might be too much. That might be too much.
I'm still going to ask.
But here's the deal on that. If you don't get it approved, you can't do it. Then you say, okay, well, I saved my money. This is what the neighborhood needs to be like. I can't do it. All right.
Right. I'm sure they don't mind the windows to the right, but they may not like the black. So I'll settle for a white and paint it to the colors that the HOA allows. And that's the only downside about living in an HOA. There's pros and cons about that.
Yeah. And that's an interesting point that you're making too, because sometimes the HOA and the neighborhood has gotten outdated a little bit. Right. But what are you going to do?
Well, I want to be the trendsetter. My community was built in 92. So I want to be the one saying, hey, let's modernize our homes.
That's cool. And I think that some people will appreciate that. Some of your neighbors will be like, now you're going to make me feel like I got to do that to my house.
Oh, well.
I think I've done it in my neighborhood a little bit, but it's no HOA. So whatever.
Yeah. I wish I didn't have an HOA. There's pros and cons. Anyway,
let's get I'll be going to HOA next time I buy a house.
Right. No other things. So now we're going to go to
bring your questions in.
Yeah,
we'll answer them.
Number of new listings. So last month we had 2,533 new listings on the market, which is up 4.2% from January and up 12.9% from the prior year. Yeah. So that's good that we had new listings. We needed it. Last month, we had like a 28% increase in new listings. But as soon as the listings are coming on the market, they are getting gobbled up because we did have an increase in sales. So what that means is that the available homes on the market has still declined. We have 3,471 single-family homes listed without offers at the end of February, which is down 2.3% from the previous month and down 35.6% from the previous year.
Yeah, I'm surprised about that one a little bit. Only because I've been keeping track of what's happening in March, and inventory. We are seeing more. It's that springtime. Sellers are coming out to play a little bit, and enough. Probably not.
Not enough.
Probably not.
Not enough. But yeah, we had those new listings, like I said, but they got gobbled up because we had an increase in sales.
Yeah.
So what that brings us is to the months of supply. And we went from, let's see, I can't remember what it was last month. 2.5.
Yeah, I think you called it right on the
So we are currently now at 1.8 months of inventory, and I do believe last month it was 2.4, 2.5.
Was it that much?
Yeah.
That much of a drop?
Yeah, because it says 23.8% decrease in months of supply.
Wow.
And then where am I? And then down 23.8% from January and down 32.4% from the prior year. So February 2023, the months of supply was at 2.7 months of inventory.
Wow.
So yeah, it was 2.5 last month.
I'm pretty surprised about that because my weekly numbers were showing a movement going up. Maybe towards the end of the month there was a big removal.
Yeah. So 1 months of inventory is not a lot of inventory, and that's telling me that it's more a seller's market and not a buyer's market. Mm-hmm. Now, granted, because if there are homes that have been on the market longer than 30 days, you can still get a good deal. But the reason they probably have been on the market for 30 days or longer is one, needs updating. Two, it's overpriced, right? And then you'll see price decrease after price decreases after price decrease. That's when you, as a buyer and your agent, can analyze and make a great deal.
Yep.
If a listing has just gone on the market and you want to make an offer, don't expect to offer lower than asking price right away. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
It's not that
Not
market.
typically.
No.
No. No. You got to give that one a little time, and that's your risk. Is okay. I want to get it at a lower price, so I'll see what happens with the just other people looking at it, and will they get their price? You give it a little time, you see it's still there. Now you go in at the right. It's all strategic. You go in at the right time, and you drop an offer on them, and you see if they fly for it.
Yeah, let it sit for a minute, and if it's still available, then make a pounce on it and make a good offer.
Yeah.
Right. We'll get to your question in just a minute, Rusty. We're almost done with the numbers. So with that said, at 56.1% of the homes was on the market 30 days or less last month. So again, we had that residual homes that are, as I mentioned, overpriced or need updating or location as well, right? And then 52.5% of the homes for last month was on the market. And then this time last year, it was 41.1%. So we have seen an increase selling within 30 days faster.
Yeah, and I'm saying what has been not selling has been a lot of the same homes.
Yes.
Like we've been saying, that's because they're overpriced or need a lot of work. I mean, I have one that's driving me crazy right now. It's a listing that I have, and it's been on the market for a while. And the neighbor listed the exact same home for like $50,000 lower.
Did he go under contract?
They have not gone under contract, and it's driving me bananas because when we priced, now we have come down, but when we priced, we were just under the last comp, and now they're $50,000 lower. Look, there's some things I've seen in my time, but this is a new one on me, especially because you think you can count on, okay, here's the deal. Everybody should jump on that and take that one away, and now we can sell our property at the necessary price.
Well, here's the problem, and I hate saying that we went over this last month, but the problem is the best strategy for pricing your home is to price it at or below market value to attract buyers, because once you start overpricing your listing, it's going to get marked down. And once it's over 30 days, then you're going to be getting offers that are lower than what you should have listed it for to begin with. Correct?
Yeah, and the bite in my tail on this one is that we did do that.
Right.
We did bring it in where we should have, and it's just kind of it's in an area that does take a little bit longer to sell.
Right.
So that's not terribly surprising, and we're actually, when I look at all the solds, we're not even beyond what many of them, but still, it drives you bananas when you're like,
yeah. And
what do I do?
There's another issue that's in play right now for sellers is the appraisers. The appraisers, I have 2 homes under contract where they put like half down, more than half down. And typically when you put more than half down, they waive the appraisal.
Not always. Yep.
But more so than not.
Yeah, you can at least talk about it.
Yes.
Like we might get that.
Yes. We're not seeing that. And what's happening is, since there was limited sales last year, the appraisers don't have much to go off on.
Yep. And so then they're going with
last year's sales.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's not always beneficial.
No. As I mentioned in my last month, my listing in Summerlin South, we listed I felt very competitively. We listed for a house that sold at $595. The appraiser came back at $585. However, he used a comp that was from March of 2023. He used a comp that was under contract, and he used a comp of a 2-bedroom single-story house and not a 3-bedroom house. So I contested this to the appraiser. Then he came back at $573. even lower because I pulled comps for homes that were close by, like the garden, single story comparable.
Should have been in my mind.
Yeah.
The first thing he should have done is gone out further, not gone back further. In my opinion.
Exactly. So these appraisers have a chip on their shoulders and are not listening to the listing agents.
So yeah, through my years, I've run into this before. And at the end of the day, you're dealing with human beings, and sometimes they're a-holes.
Yes.
And you have to like be very careful about not ticking off the a-hole, right?
Right. Yeah, and they took like 2 weeks to get back, and the reappraisal.
Yeah, no,
he was just a jerk.
They were doing something purposefully, and that's too bad because it obviously hurt somebody who was completely innocent in all of that.
Right.
And you were too. I mean, you're just trying to state the claim here, and they took it as an ego hit or something.
Yes, they were offended.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so we have to be careful not to offend the people, but it shouldn't be that way. It's actually an argument for maybe more, I don't want to say AI in our business, but, more automated in a way. But,
yeah.
So, but that too. So like, okay, so maybe you could have an automated evaluation and then some, if there's a problem, a human being can come in, but that human being is somebody that's like, okay, I know I'm coming in as problem solver and I have to do some work and figure this out. I don't know.
Well, yeah, don't pull comps that was a year old. They always say, the lender says, go within a mile that matches that comp. He didn't do that. He didn't go within a mile, and he only used old comps for that neighborhood.
Well, yeah. And I should be careful because a lot of appraisers are going to be like, what? You trying to put me out of business? No, I'm not trying to put anybody out of business.
All right, you want to read Rusty's, your favorite?
Yeah, Rusty Shackelford, my favorite. Yep. Going back to home improvements, we were talking about home improvements. Do you guys think that return on investment for home improvements is getting better? I'm going to let you start.
Well, I think homes that have the improvements sell faster and usually for top dollar than homes that don't have improvements.
Yeah. 100% agree. And I would, the way I would sort of just, extend things out is to say, okay, you do your home improvements, and right now at this very moment in time, you would get a lot of that value, if not double that value of what that improvement is many times, maybe even more. But we don't know what the future holds. So what you really want to do when you're putting home improvements is mentally prepare yourself. Like, hey, I'm doing this for myself.
Right.
And it's not necessarily an investment thing unless you're directly doing that where I'm selling within this market period because I know what's happening in that market period and I'll get my money back or more or a lot more.
I mean, I think the most return on your investment when it comes to improvements is actually freshly painting the entire inside of the house to a neutral color, especially if you have a lot of bold colors all over the place, because buyers don't want to come in and paint the house. I think that's very important. Another thing they always say, kitchens and bathrooms, right? Yeah. Kitchens and bathrooms get their most return on investment. And when you do choose these improvements, pick things that are going to be classic, tried and true, that are going to last for decades and not the latest trend.
Yeah, or too personalized. Something that's going to be like, somebody's going to come in and go, wait, I have to actually tear that out.
Right. When I remodeled my home, especially the kitchen 3 years ago now, I went with the white shaker cabinets because everyone loves white cabinets. It's classic. Yeah. With the black pools, I did a black home, the leathered granite countertops with the waterfall. Everyone's still going to like that. Yeah. I put the microwave in the island. I have a sink in the island plus a number. So I did things that people look for when they buy a house.
And you're seeing that in model homes, right? So your home was built in 92. So all these things were not done that way in 92. Right. So you're bringing it up to the new standards. So that's always important, I think. Yeah. I mean, like a little thing like a utility sink in the laundry room. Yes. I love that. Right?
Everyone loves that.
A mud room, if you can find a place to put one, one that looks good and really is functional.
Right.
Things like that, like things that they're putting them in model homes for a reason.
Yes. And if you update your cabinets, make sure you get soft close cabinets because that is a nice selling feature.
Yeah, isn't it wild that I go into some model homes and
And
I'm
they
like,
don't have them.
what are you doing to me
Yeah.
here? You know?
Yeah. Soft close cabinets are hot selling
Yeah.
features, you know.
I personally, okay, soft close and 40-inch cabinets or to the
Right.
ceiling. Okay, you do anything in 30-inch, I'm like,
I do 40, but I didn't do mine to the ceiling because I don't like that, because I can never reach it. And it's a personal
40
preference.
or to the ceiling. Yeah,
Right.
it's just got to be 40. You can't do 30-inch
Right.
cabinets, and that's just, hey, I'm a snob about that. I'm sorry.
All right. Any other questions? We're going to get into interest rates and then also builder incentives.
All right.
And do you, well, let's get into interest rates and then you'll talk about your new construction thing.
Yeah.
So I did a summary. It says rate hikes in 2022 and 2023. The Fed raised interest rates 11 times between March 2022 through July 2023. Mortgage rates increased rapidly, touching up to 8.4% in October, or 8.45% in October of 2023. Home sales reached a 30-year low, falling by 19% year over year. Housing affordability sank in response, and the housing supply also shrunk considerably as people were unwilling to sell in an unfavorable market.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So now as we move forward, the housing market has improved. And there has been some improvement in the housing market. The mortgage rates have finally dropped to 6.88% on a 30-year fix as of, it was March 7th when I did this. And this is the first drop in a month, and it has prompted to a spike in mortgage application numbers as well. More sellers are listing their homes recently, as you said.
Mm-hmm.
Not enough, but they're all.
It's the springtime. And
yes, the increased inventory will improve market conditions. The Fed is still waiting for the inflation to be closer to 2% before they initiate rate cuts, but these cuts are coming sometime this year unless inflation ramps up again.
Right. So a couple of thoughts. The rates actually did drop even more. They went up just a touch today. You're going to see a little wiggling around with those.
I think our client got a VA one at 6.1 something.
Great. Yeah, the VA can be a good deal on that because they're going to get a lower rate.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, keep an eye on your rates there. I don't think you can. They're thinking midsummer at this point that maybe we'll see rates drop. I don't think that you can put a lot of eggs in that basket and count on too many things,
right?
Because we have to start looking at inflation sort of like inflammation,
right?
Okay, like we were sick, okay, and we needed to take antibiotics for the and if you don't finish the full bottle of antibiotics, you might feel better,
right?
You might feel better, but you need to finish that bottle because it still could be lurking in there if you don't kill it off. And so that's the way I look at the inflation.
It's a great analogy.
And the rate of inflation. It's been sticky. It's like, people are making more money out there. They're not necessarily saving more money because they're having to spend more money, but they're making more money. And so sometimes, and the credit card debt has gone up for some, unfortunately. So that means there's spending going on. And so that's why I think you're seeing that. So the illness, so to speak, there is still an infection in there.
Right.
And the Fed knows this, and they know, and there's other things that you could go on about in the economy that they're looking at. But that's why, and I liked so far that they aren't changing that. They aren't doing it. It's nice to know that
they haven't did it drastically.
Yeah, well, and they're not doing it. They haven't done it at all. It's what's happening with the rates is just the bond market doing what it does.
Right.
But this is important because this is responsible. And I was a little worried, as we maybe talked about, that what if they get political and they want to make things look good? And,
right.
That's not, that would temporarily make things look great. But the problem would be is the infection would still be there of inflation. And inflation would ramp up very, very quickly, potentially. And that's what they want to avoid. I like that they're holding things where it's at. And in Vegas, look, if the country was all like Vegas, they might actually raise rates again.
True. But real quick, to touch base on previously, we were talking about who's buying.
Yeah.
What's going on with the stock market right now? It's on fire. What
Stock
else is
market,
on fire?
Bitcoin.
Bitcoin is on fire.
Yep.
Okay. So I have several clients that are cashing out on stock market and Bitcoin because it's up to 70 some thousand or whatever.
70, yeah.
72, 77, I can't remember. So people are making money, cashing out, using it as either down payment or buying their houses with their money, their investments.
And that's what those people did those investments for. So a lot of these people, you mentioned them earlier, they're going to be the boomers. They're going to be people who are a little older, who had planned on a lot of this.
Yes.
And they're seeing I can use my parachute now.
Well, you know, that generation, the boomer generation, was very smart. They were trained well to save investments, 401ks, pensions.
Yeah.
And so they are sitting pretty.
Many of them are, yeah.
You know,
absolutely.
And I hope to be like that very soon. I would like to pay off my house and be debt free, not have a car payment, not have a mortgage payment. I mean, that is the American dream, in my opinion.
It is, and it's getting harder for younger people, but we have an opportunity in our age group that I think that we could be that next wave.
And I know the doomers are going to say, we always have every comment on our channel. Macy's laid off 20,000 people. This company laid off all these people. And yes, we know unemployment is probably higher than normal. Yes, we know the cost of living is hard. Credit card debt is high. But unfortunately, it's not slowing down the market, not in Vegas anyway.
Well, I mean, because we've talked about the structure of things. The structure is still very sound. And that's those people who have very affordable mortgages.
Yes.
Okay. So that's the mainstay of what's out there. And then you also have people who invested, and those investors hate it, love it, like it, whatever you want to say. If you're an investor, you love it. Okay. But many of these big investors that have got lots and lots of homes, they're doing well, because people that are there are certain people that aren't able to enter. Why the volume is low is because a lot of those people have to stay in renting right now.
But you know what? At least I don't see as many of the iBuyers out as we used to.
Yeah, if they can find a deal, they're Open Doors doing advertisements on some of my
they're going to,
channels.
now that they're seeing that the market's picking back up, they're probably going to start jumping back into the market.
Yeah. But they're just opportunistic, and they're always, I mean, like me, if I see a great deal, I'm going to snag it up when I get a chance.
Yeah.
But they're definitely looking, they're discerning about what they're going to do.
Right.
They're not overpaying like they were at one point.
Yes.
So
they lost a lot of money.
Yeah, they may be. Yeah, but
I think. I mean, because I sold a few of the iBuyer homes, and what they paid for it and what we got it for, plus if they did any semi lipstick on the pig kind of renovations, they were negative.
I wonder why they sold. Most of them will not do that and aren't losing money. But I do wonder why they sold.
Yeah.
That being said, that they're sitting at pretty. I mean,
all right. So no more questions. We're going to get into the new construction. Let us know in the comments what you think of our opinions on what's going on with the stock market and Bitcoin and all of that. Right.
Yeah.
All right. So before we dive into builder incentives, Rob has something to discuss about what's going on with new construction in Summerlin West.
So they've released pricing on 3 model homes that are at Falcon Crest. You know where Falcon Crest is at? It's this
Kestrel Village.
Yeah. So if you want to get, first of all, I have a couple of videos on my channel if you want to look at them. They're going fast. They have not put them on the multiple listing service yet, but they're around $1 million. And I can give you the exact prices, but I just think this is an opportunity. If you can buy one of these homes, done.
Does the furniture come with it, or do you have to pay for furniture?
You can buy it with the furniture and everything.
Well, because with TriPoint, when you sold that one model home, they had to buy the furniture.
Yeah.
Is the furniture for sale, or does it come completely with the house?
Well, right now their price, they gave me the price at where it's at with the furniture and everything.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And I do believe, I thought I saw in the MLS that the Arches model homes, which is the Lennar single story, 3,900 square foot with next gen, are for sale as well.
They have one left, I think.
They have one left.
Yeah.
But those were for sale as well.
Mm-hmm.
So what we were talking about last month is that there's not a lot of decent single family type homes, single story, larger 2-story homes available in Summerlin West. All that remains, Crested Canyon, like we mentioned, is about sold out. Falcon Crest is almost sold out. They just have the models. What else over there? We know that Carmel Cliff is only in the last few lots. Acadia Ridge by Toll Brothers is almost done. So pretty much all those big builders are done.
Yeah.
All you got is Osprey Ridge by Richmond American, which are traditional single family homes. Then you got the 3-story homes and the townhomes, right? That's available over there.
Yep. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. I just did on my channel all the model home tours of the new Monument at Reverence by Pulte Homes. They're the townhome community that just opened up off of the 215 in Lake Mead in Reverence. Have you seen that?
No, I have not. They're in that right as soon as you turn right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I saw them building there. I didn't know what they were.
They're done. They're townhomes.
Yep. What do you think of them?
They're very nice. Mm-hmm. They haven't released the prices on them. They're 16 plexes and 14 plexes, and they already have the first 4-plex, all lots or 4 lots reserved already.
Okay.
But they haven't released the prices, and they're anticipating pricing to be in the upper 400s. So it's kind of interesting. And one floor plan called the Cornwall will have a rooftop deck.
Oh, nice.
So the reason, and I say this on my channel, what's going on with the Kestrel Commons Village and the Kestrel Village or district, however you want to call it, is they're building up. Because of the elevation where it's located with the mountain backdrop and the city views, and also close to the urban core, they really want to make it very dense.
Densely populated.
Densely populated, no yards, backyards, front yards. So you have that walkability to that urban core. Most of them are townhomes or single family homes like the Nighthawk by KB Homes, or a lot of them are 3-story and 4-story townhomes.
Yeah. So taking smaller footprint, trying to put more people in a smaller area because it's going to be like a city center type vibe.
Exactly. Yep. Exactly. Okay, cool. Good information. See if any comments. Nope. Okay. So as you know, builders have been doing these incentives. Builders had always done some sort of incentive throughout the years. Mostly what they would do is offer 2 or 3% off a base price towards closing costs. They never really offered any interest rate incentives. Once in March, when we started seeing those rate hikes, then the builders stepped in and started offering a lot of different rate incentives, like 2-to-1 buy downs, right? And they were really very good for a long time. Mm-hmm. Now, a lot of the builders, some are still doing and some aren't, doing away with doing a lot of spec heavy homes, or what we call move-in ready homes. What I'm seeing now, the new trend is for builders or people who are buying to build from ground up and wait the traditional 6 to 10 months of build time. So some of them are alleviating the move-in ready homes. And what that means is those incentives are going away because they don't have the move-in ready homes to incentivize. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Yeah, they're caught up.
Yeah. Now, some builders, that's all they do. That's their thing. Like Taylor Morrison's known for doing a lot of move-in ready homes. And what that means is that the builder or the designer will spec out the home, structural options, upgrades, and you buy it at a price. I believe, honestly, that that's where you as a buyer can get the best deal, is on a spec home and not 100%. On buying a home that you have to build from ground up. That ends up being a lot more, and you get yourself into trouble because when you go to that design studio, you're like, I want this, I want that. You want everything, right? Yeah. And then you look at the cost and like, oh my God, what did I get myself into?
Yeah.
I see it day in and day out, and then you have to go itemize and figure out what you don't want anymore. Anyway, so with that said, Century Communities is offering a single interest rate at 4.875% on FHA and VA loans, or 5.25% interest rate on conventional loans. They are spec heavy type builders. So that's why they will continuously always have these programs. Mm-hmm. But remember, at the end of the year, last year, and especially in 2022, these builders were offering 2.99 and 3.99% interest rates.
Yeah.
Right now, they're still below the average.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
By a couple points.
So the rates are available as of March 7th, and you have to close on a home or you lock in this by March 19th and close by the end of this month. So you have very limited.
You got a couple days, few days.
Yep. But if you do the conventional route, then you must close by April 30th.
Okay. Not too bad.
Yeah. KB Homes, this has been pretty much the same for a minute now, where they're offering 5.875% 30-year fixed interest rate on homes that close by November 30th. However, they did say in their ad that if the rates do go down in the meantime, you can lock it in. But if rates go down, you can take advantage of that lower rate.
You can do a
relock.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Lennar Homes.
KB has like basically one type of product.
Right.
So that's why they've been
and you know, I've noticed KB is they got on the whole move-in ready train, but then they're pushing back on that again, and now it's doing their standard move-in ready homes.
Yeah, they're probably caught up as well.
Build up. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Lennar is another builder that tends to only do move-in spec homes because Lennar is a very basic builder. What they do on their spec homes is they ensure that all the main levels have that either luxury vinyl or tile flooring, and they put carpeting in the rooms. They do the upgraded shaker cabinets that come in 3 or 4 colors. You don't get backsplash. It's just a very basic builder. Anyway, they're offering 4.99% interest rate on a 30-year. Where are we? Plus $6,000 towards closing costs if they close by the end of May.
I have to tell you some things about Lennar that aren't good for our people.
Yeah. What would they lower to 1.50 again?
On certain communities.
They always do that.
And they're doing some really low down stuff, I think, with buyers
because
on these lots. I don't have anything good to say about them other than they do build a product that people seem to want.
And it sucks because I push Lennar a lot. I'm a firm believer in the products that they have because I love their next gen suites.
Yeah.
I love the RV garages.
Right.
You know,
they're the only ones doing a couple of those things.
Yes. So. And they have a very good floor layout. So it's very surprising that they would do it because I'm a heavy Lennar pusher when it comes to that. But
yeah, well, they
hadn't learned their lesson like 2 years ago, right?
No, and they're talking about things like maybe this is a conversation between us later, but it's pretty low down.
Yeah.
And I had some clients that really had a bad taste in the way that it went down for them. This was the second in 2 years now.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember.
So yeah, I'm not high on them.
Next is Pulte Homes. They're offering a special 30-year financing at 5.25% interest rate, conventional loans only. You must put 20% down and go under contract from now and close by April 30th. So remember, these lenders or builders were offering those 2-to-1 buy downs. Now they're just offering flat interest rates.
Flat interest rates, or if you sometimes on the spec homes they are giving some closing costs depending on if they have something standing there. This is going to be very dependent on the area, the home that I got one with Tri-Point that we just got in escrow, but it's in Azure Park, which is in North Las Vegas. So they because they had something that was almost done, they were able to give quite a bit out of that. Yeah,
well, we have the Azure Park has an incentive going on right now.
Okay.
Which we're going to talk about.
I probably know the standard incentives on this one. They have a little extra.
Certain communities by Tri-Point Homes do have some incentives.
I'm high on Tri-Point.
Yeah, aren't we all?
Yeah, we like Tri-Point a lot.
We love Tri-Point. There's the only thing that I don't like about Tri-Point design is where the garage and the back gate is located. So typically if you have the garage on the right-hand side, your back gate's going to be on the left-hand side, which I think for people that want to have that side garage door and to put their trash cans, it doesn't make sense.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Because when I bring in my trash, I bring it to the right of my garage because I have the door right there and I hide my garage cans behind the gate. When you have the gate on the left-hand side, it's hard to
wheel it all the way over there. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I guess it's a minor thing, but yeah.
Well, to me, that's major.
Is it?
I don't know. I mean, unless you want to traipse through your garage and go outside to bring your trash instead of going through your garage.
Yeah, I guess I'm not seeing it right, but yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Richmond American, they are always another builder that's continuously changing their program. So as of right now, if you go under contract by the 17th of this month, you'll receive an additional $5,000 in closing costs, and you must close by April 30th. If it's a VA and FHA, it's at 5.25, conventional 5.65. Now, if you don't take advantage of that closing costs and you close by June 28th, the interest rate goes to 5.5% for VA and FHA, and then 5.99% for conventional.
Okay. I like that they're being upfront. This is important to me.
Yeah.
And it should be very important to anybody buying a home. You want to get this stuff up front, and here's what to expect.
Yeah.
Any builders that aren't doing that, that's where it makes me want to tear my eyeballs
Yeah,
out.
I mean, you'll have the same game players over and over, and then you have ones that come to play every so often, like Toll Brothers and Lennar. Taylor Morrison is offering a limited fixed interest rate at 5.49%, 30-year fixed mortgage on select move-in ready homes. You must enter into contract from now until the end of this month and close by 5/3 of this year.
All right.
Toll Brothers actually is having a 5.99% 30-year fixed interest rate when you use their in-house lender, and on their quick move-in homes eligible to close by April 30th.
All right. How many of those are there?
Well, you got other areas like some Henderson areas, like Everly,
maybe some north areas. Yeah, absolutely.
And then here goes Tri-Point Homes, and they're still having their Unlock Opportunity event. They've had this for like the last 3 months. The only 2 incentives they are offering is for a VA 30-year 2-to-1 buy down, fixed interest rate with 0 down payment. First year, you get 3.875. Second year, 4.875. And for years 3 through 30, 5.875. Only at Arrow Peak and in Azure Park.
Okay.
Okay.
What do you know?
Yep. And then
what was the they're giving on that? The 2-to-1 buy down
for VA loan.
Oh, for VA,
but it's always ever changing. So when your clients went under, it was maybe a different program. So for Citrine,
they're conventional as well.
So for Citrine, they're giving a $25,000 design studio credit, up to $25,000, and on eligible home sites that close by May 31st. Oh, wait. Okay. So no, I guess these are when you build on home sites by May 31st and close by July 26th. Yeah.
Where's Citrine again?
Citrine is right next to Sky Canyon. It's the 2-story community that's not in Sky Canyon, but right on the outskirts of Sky Canyon. Okay. There's also another community right next to it called Crestview.
Crestview, yes.
Those are townhomes, so they're in the same community. Okay. And nice thing with what's Tri-Point has been doing lately, they're kind of copying Toll Brothers, is within their community, especially these townhome communities, is building a community pool and park.
Yeah.
And I like that Toll Brothers does that, and now Tri-Point's doing it. Yep. And some Lennar communities do that as well. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But of course, when you have those amenities, what goes up?
The HOA.
HOA. Yeah. Right. Let's see if we have any questions. Nope. There was something I was going to say that was very important. Let us know any comments, because we're going to get to the bets and start wrapping things up. But I think the reason why I think the builders are going to be cutting the agents out is because they are also anticipating a very strong market. Mm-hmm. And because we have limited inventory on the resale side, they're going to take advantage of that. And the builders feel that they don't need the agents to represent the builders, because they're going to be doing well regardless of having real estate agents.
Of course. They're getting but they're getting cocky. But let me just say this though. Yeah. This is like when you see builders do some things that I think are shady to anybody that's involved in their business, I think you should take note of that, because as a buyer, as somebody who may be getting involved in that builder's business, you have to say that may be a reflection of how they will handle you. Now, I didn't always think this way, and I just thought, well, maybe they'll just handle me that way. But I had a client, was a very good friend of mine, who said, they're doing this to you. Well, I'm worried about them doing that to me.
Right.
And what do you know? In the end, she was dead right. It was.
They're very sneaky. They
yeah.
can be very sneaky.
And I saw it happen again. And I was like, this was a different scenario, but a similar sneaky, dirty stuff that I just felt like, what? Okay. Nobody wants to be treated that way. And I guess some people will put up with it because they're so limited on the inventory at times.
Well, and some agents need the money.
But there is no money for I'm not even talking about the agents. Screw me in this. I'm talking about the buyers. This is what my advice is to you. If you're going to go in without an agent on your side, just be aware if the builder you're dealing with. There are definitely reviews out there, and I would pay attention to them.
Right. And I just recently posted a video, actually yesterday, on why you need your own real estate agent or realtor on your side when buying new construction. It's very, very, very important because, and you'll read my reviews. I have clients that I've helped numerous times on new construction, and they were so thankful that I was there on their side. Plus, for me and Rob, when we represent buyers, you're free. We don't charge you money.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. But here's how low down it was. I was literally told by one builder, your buyer needs to pay for you.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, that's what I wanted to talk about. Before we get into bets, I'm sure in the news you guys have heard the lawsuits that are happening against
this was another thing they brought
NAR.
Up.
Okay. So here are my thoughts on that. So the lawsuit basically is sellers are suing NAR because of the Truman Act, when they feel that realtors are setting a standard when it comes to commission prices. They feel, but I never have a standard. All that's negotiable when you guys take a listing. I've never had set a price for my clients, and not all agents are that way. So what they're trying to do is prevent the sellers from paying the buyer's agent's commission.
And then the buyer will pay that.
And the buyer will have to pay that. But here's the caveat. When you are a seller, you're selling, right? What are you going to be doing after that? You're going to be buying another property. So in the end, you're still paying.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
But, and here's the other downside to this is if sellers start refusing to paying the buyer's agents, what's going to happen is that the seller's agent is going to have to represent both parties.
And now you're not represented properly.
And then you're not represented properly because...
Get ready for more lawsuits.
More
problems. Folks, this isn't just bitterness. This is logical, okay? This will harm the consumer. There's no doubt in my mind, because you're going to have less representation, and there is a reason why this is happening. This isn't conspiracy.
Yes.
It's real. Somebody's putting a lot of money into these lawsuits because they want to get in and they want to take advantage of the billions in commissions that get made by realtors, by National Association of Realtors.
An average realtor only makes 30 to 40,000 a year. Would be lucky to do 12 deals a year. Okay, folks, you say that agents are greedy, but they're just trying to make a living. So in the end, what's going to happen is buyers, what's happening? They can barely come up with a down payment. They're not going to be able to afford their real estate agent. They're not going to be represented.
Bad all around.
So the seller's agent's going to represent both parties, and then that's where you're not going to have great representation.
This is literally to cause havoc and create chaos so that another entity can step in and start running the show. That is it. This is about tech companies and what they feel like they can get in on. I'm telling you, there's big money in behind this to try to make this happen.
Because contracts, you guys were not educated on how to do contracts, how to represent yourself. What are the processes of selling?
Ethics.
That's why we get a license to become agents to represent our buyer and seller.
And it's why you want experienced agents on your side. I mean, I know that it's tough to start in this business, and you got to start somewhere, and somebody's got to give you a chance and stuff like that. We all had our start, but especially in these markets that we've been seeing the last couple of years, you need experience on your side. And if that was to be, it's not anytime soon going to be taken away, but it was wild to me that I actually had a builder say to me, well, this we had a meeting and we all decided that the courts decided, that's still an appeal, by the way, and is an obvious thing that should be redecided and flipped, the decisions to get flipped. But they were saying because of that, that's why we believe we shouldn't have to pay
Well,
this.
you know who's going to do that too, right? Tri Point Homes.
Are they
your favorite builder?
Oh God, that's terrible to hear. All right, well, we might have a thing about these things, but
well, the thing is that I sell a lot to out-of-state clients, and I sell a lot of new construction to out-of-state clients. Guess who's there doing the pre-drywall walkthrough when they can't make it, doing a video for them?
Yeah.
Guess who's there doing the walkthrough? Who's representing them every step of the way? Me. Do you think the builder's agent's going to be doing that for you?
Well, not with any integrity that you can count on.
No.
And so here's the thing about the fixing commissions. I'll just make this real quick statement.
Right.
I've been in business for 15 years now. When I started in the business, the commissions were more set than they are now.
Yes.
They were more often a higher rate of commission. Now the prices were lower, but this goes to my point, is that as prices raised, commissions actually started being negotiated down a little bit.
Exactly.
Okay, so we haven't had a standard of commission the entire time that I've been in business, and that's just my perspective. Okay, imagine looking back 40 years or so.
Well, to me, is the sellers are getting greedier, because how much money did they make? 300,000-400,000 increase in equity in a year span, and now they want to cut out the commission so they can make more money on their bottom line.
Well, the good news is I haven't really seen too many sellers taking this seriously.
Not yet.
Not yet, and there will be those. And I am seeing sellers as the builders taking it seriously enough,
right?
Which is a concern for and I know the agents watch this. It's not just people out there looking to buy. So this is our monthly meeting to you too. Okay.
Exactly. And then plus I like to get a lot of tidbits and use all this information and do shorts. So if you ever want to just learn like a quick 1 minute short on our market update, go to my TikTok and Instagram and YouTube, where I just do a clip on the most important things that we talk about throughout this update.
Yep.
All right. So we're going to wrap it up and go through who won what bets and make the new bets for next month. So medium sales price, Rob said it was going to be $1,000 decrease. Ange said a $5,000 increase, thinking it was going to go back up to $550. And it was a $10,000 increase, and it went to $460. So I won the bet.
All right, good job.
Now months or without offers, Rob said it was going to remain flat. I said 3,400, and it went to 3,471.
Oh,
so
wow.
I won the bet.
All right.
And then months of supply, Rob said 2.5. I said 2.3, and it was at 1.8.
Yeah, that's the one that I really am astonished about, because I was keeping track of the numbers every week, and
I was shocked too with that one.
What happened there?
Because it must have been 2.4, because you went up and I went down. Because if it was flat, you would have said flat.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So who went first with the medium price list?
It must have been me.
All right, so I'll go first this time. So let me get my notes.
I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but I like to play fair. All right, so I'm going to go first with medium price based on my logic. What I said in the beginning of this video, my logic was May of 2022, our peak was at 482,000. We are already at February of 2024 numbers at 460,000. Because of limited inventory and the demand is there, I still think we're going to have another $10,000 increase, making it 470.
All right. Well, you made my job easy, and I'm just going to go 469. I'll give you a little wiggle room in there in case it comes in at 9.5.
K with a 10K increase. And then you're saying 479?
Yep.
Yeah, really prices.
But not
right.
469. Yeah, sorry.
469K.
Yeah. You
With
put
a
take the 7 away there.
I'll fix it. Just
Yeah.
9K increase.
Yeah, I'll be very surprised if we see this kind of movement. I mean, I'm already surprised we saw 15,000, but
I'm not surprised.
yeah.
I knew it was going to go back up to at least to where it was. Actually, I was surprised. I would have thought maybe a 10K. 5,000 was what I thought, but a 15K was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
But I felt it. You felt it. I had not taken a day off in the entire month of February. That's how busy I was.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm thinking February is going to be just as strong.
Yeah.
Because you're planning, you're doing all your sales in February for closings in March.
Yeah. Well, we've been right about telling sellers to get their tail on the market.
I think so too. Darren says that he thinks the median price will hit 500. Quite possibly, because especially if the peak was 582 and we're trending that way.
I mean,
too, if the interest rates go down.
Yeah, that's where things could really change.
Yeah,
if we see interest rates.
All right. So then now, what are you going to say without offers?
Let's see. What it's
you said last time flat. It's at 30. Where's it at?
34.71. Yeah, I think.
Oh, did I say that?
Well, yeah, actual was 34.71 right
No.
now.
Oh yeah, 34. So it's at 34.71.
Yeah, I guess I'll go 3,500.
Okay, so you're gonna say 3,500.
Yeah. There's no real thinking behind it. It's just.
Oh, I'm just gonna go because we had such a dip, and if we don't get the houses listed that we should, I'm gonna go 3,300.
Okay.
And then months of supply, I'm gonna say 1.7.
All right. Well, and made my job easy again. I'm gonna go with 1.8. Because I do not see it going that low again.
Well, last year,
I'm astonished it went to
last
1.8.
year,
I know
we
it
hit
went to
1.6.
Yeah, I know.
In the springtime.
Yeah. Well, I'm just going off of what I'm looking at every week, and
Yeah, but you were wrong.
I don't know how. I really don't know how, but that one. I haven't been doing my weekly update on that.
Mm-hmm.
I've been saving it for more like once a month and just putting up a lot more houses to show.
Try and sell.
Yeah.
I only try to do the model home tours of Summerlin.
Yep.
That's it. I don't
mostly for me.
Me too. Sometimes I focus heavily in Summerlin and the Northwest quadrant, like Sky Canyon area and stuff. But for the most part, I don't venture out to other areas of the community for new construction when it comes to videos.
Yeah.
All right, folks. Well, that's it. You guys were semi-quiet today. Let us know in the comments what you think of our market update. If you agree with us or if you disagree with us. Yeah. Obviously, the proof is in the pudding with the numbers, and the numbers don't lie.
They just don't lie, even though I feel like this time something's lying. It's not.
All right. Any words of wisdom?
Look, if you're looking for a single story in Summerlin, you better get at these model homes right now. At least go check them out because that's it, folks.
Yep. And if you want to reach Rob, his information is posted down in the description below. Link to his phone number, email address, YouTube, etc. And we've been doing this for almost 4 years together. And
when is our anniversary? You remember?
August.
August. I couldn't remember if it was July or August.
Yeah. Well, we met in July, but we started doing the market updates August of 2020.
I think we look better than we did.
Yeah, I think we look younger.
Yeah. We're really controversial today.
We've gone through a lot of changes. A lot has happened, but one thing that's been consistent is reporting those numbers every month.
Yep. And thank you everybody for watching. We
appreciate all those that support our channel.
All we need you to do is have a great day from here on out.
Exactly.
That's it.
All right, folks. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Rock on.
And do it peacefully.
And we'll see you on the next one.
Peace out.
Nice.